Yo, yo, yo. The bank managers are almost here. Welcome to the channel, you guys. My name is Fareed, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 24th day of the 25 days of MELD. So in the community, there's been a lot of patience and a lot of when NFT. The day is almost here. So let's quickly just break down what was just released by the MELD team as it pertains to the MELD bank managers and what we can expect in the coming days as it relates to the mint and getting access to these specific NFTs. Now, if you guys have not already followed my previous videos, I've been doing updates pretty much daily, talking about all of the recent partnerships and integrations that the MELD team has been making over the course of this entire month of December. Now, I will be honest, I thought that the bank managers were going to be released as a part of day number 25, but because they're released on today, which is day number 24, I'm now a little bit more curious as to what we can expect when it comes to the very last day, and I believe that the team has been very quiet about this last and special announcement. That said, I'm going to jump over into their Twitter here, and as you guys can see, after months of waiting from within the community, the team has finally released what appears to be the new version of the bank manager NFTs. So let's break this down, and then we're going to take a look at their official website, which they've also revamped to incorporate this new art style. So as it reads here, on this lovely Christmas Eve, we thought it made sense to wrap up the 25 days of MELD with exciting news about our much anticipated bank manager NFTs. Now, these were initially announced, I want to say, right after the end of the MELD ISPO, which ended in December of 2021. So we're going on about a year now, and we now have a brand new art style that was just revealed. That said, after months of iteration, we are thrilled to announce that the 3D artwork for the bank managers is finally complete. Even though the final product looks different than what we initially envisioned, we think that the new bank managers look even better. And I completely agree. So if you guys did not already see the previous iterations of the bank managers, they had a hyper-realistic look to them, which is a little bit different than what we have here, which I personally believe is a lot more artistic and a lot more colorful and vibrant. Now, before we jump in and actually look at some of these different examples here, I'm going to finish up this article here, and then I want to take a look at a Medium article highlighting the potential utility for these NFTs. Now, we know that many of you have been waiting for these NFTs, and we appreciate your support and understanding. Rest assured, we are working closely with our partner Freeloaders, who's actually going to be helping the MELD team to release these NFTs, right? To release them to the public as soon as they're ready for minting. In the meantime, check out the dazzling designs and the updated NFT page on their website. Before we jump in there, let's just take a look at these 3 examples that they posted directly on Twitter. So here's the very first one. I really love the background. I also love the detail, right, within the hair, and then even the style or the swag, as you could say, right, in terms of the clothing, in terms of the fashion. So really cool to see this here again. I'm super excited, and this is actually my first look at these NFTs along with you guys. So I can't contain myself, and I just have to share this with you guys, and I'm trying to make this video literally as soon as possible. Here's our second sneak peek here. And then we've got a third, which I personally believe that this is actually going to be a golden bank manager, which should give some additional utility, which I'll be talking about here in just a minute. So I'm going to jump over into this article. Now, keep in mind here that this article was released while the previous iterations were still in play. So I'm not necessarily sure if all of the information in this article will still apply, given that this was released about 6 or 7 months ago. But I do want to quickly highlight what I do believe will continue to be the utility for these NFTs. And so as it states here, the first bit of utility for the bank manager NFTs will be a loan interest rate reduction if you're taking out a loan on the MELD platform. That said, the bank managers can be used for a discount on your loan interest rate at the time of creation of the loan. The BMs will provide a 0.3% reduction in the interest rate and will only provide a reduction down to 0 if the interest rate is already at 0.3%. So you're not going to be able to take an interest-bearing loan and turn that into a yield-bearing loan. However, you could essentially take an interest-bearing loan all the way down to 0 with the use of the MELD bank managers. Now, the MELD bank managers will need to be in your wallet during the time of creation, and then they will be locked into the loan as a kind of collateral. When the NFT is locked to the loan, you cannot trade it, move it, or sell it until the loan is closed. In addition to that, you will be able to use one bank manager per loan, And then the second bit of utility for these NFTs is that they're going to provide an increased yield on variable staking. So if you're not borrowing and you're providing liquidity, you can still earn from the bank manager NFTs. So it says here, secondly, the bank managers can be used to increase the yield on your MELD variable staking pool. It will increase the yield by 0.1%. This yield increase will apply to all MELD tokens staked, regardless of when they were staked into the pool. The bank managers can also be added and revoked from the pool at any time with no lockup, and the yield change will take effect after the epoch snapshot. Now, one thing that was mentioned in the initial version or the initial announcement of the bank managers is that they would be evolving, essentially providing different APYs as a part of their evolution. However, that seems that that particular bit of utility has been scrapped. So as it reads here, the bank managers will not evolve like we initially planned in any way now, but they will be rendered in their final form with varying degrees of rarity. Now we're going to take a look at those different variations, in the second here on the MELD official website. That said, I want to just quickly highlight the golden bank managers and then we're going to move along. So in addition to this, we will be adding 10 special golden bank manager NFTs that will give owners a full 1% discount on their loan interest rate. And then there's going to be additional details released about those NFTs in the very near future. Now, we've heard from Matt Nash, who is the community manager, basically say that they're going to be earmarking at least 2 NFTs, 2 of the golden bank manager NFTs for members within their Discord. And so if you guys are not already in the MELD Discord, I highly recommend that you go ahead and join there for a chance to potentially earn one of the golden bank managers. In terms of supply for these NFTs, there's going to be a total of 42,000 of them. And as long as you participated in at least one epoch during the MELD ISPO, you will be eligible to mint one of them in the coming future. That said, meet the brand new bank manager NFTs, and you guys can see the MELD team has rebranded their entire NFT webpage. And so scrolling down here, we can read a little bit about how you can actually earn one of the NFTs, which I just mentioned here. And then over here on the left-hand side, we got some very special variations of the NFTs themselves. I see a variation here with the bucket hat. I see another one with the laser eyes. It's really interesting to see exactly how this bank manager NFT has evolved over the coming months. And I just can't say anything else. I'm just blown away by the art and just how the MELD team has continued to deliver amongst the 25 days of MELD. I'll be honest, for a little bit of time, I thought that they just kind of forgot about the NFT page and that they just weren't going to be updating it. However, this completely took me by surprise, this entire revamping of this NFT page. That said, we have some additional information here about the NFTs and how you'll be able to use them. We'll be able to use the bank managers, right, as a form of identification. However, in addition to that, as I mentioned before, you will be able to use them to boost APY, lower interest, and also gain early access to different parts of the MELD protocol. Now, in terms of the golden tickets, I'm not necessarily sure what that's all about just yet, but I'll be keeping my ears down to the ground as to any information about this year. And once I do find out about these golden tickets, I'll make sure to release a video in the near future. Now it says here, are you ready? As I mentioned before, they're going to be collaborating with the Freeloaders minting platform in order to distribute these. However, they have not provided us a date just yet, but as I mentioned before, I'll be keeping you guys posted. Now, in my regular videos, I usually just navigate back over to the official MELD webpage in order to find clues about the next potential partner or integration. That said, they did not hint at a potential clue on the actual MELD page, and I actually did a pretty good job of just scrolling through and just vetting the page to see if I could find any clues. However, I was not able to do so. Again, because it's the last day, I'm pretty sure that the MELD team is keeping this very close to their chest, but I'm going to be keeping you guys updated as usual. That said, this is going to wrap it up for today's video. And so if you guys found this information about the recent release of the new version of the bank managers to be helpful, then please make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, then make sure to leave those down below. That said, I will see you guys in the last day of the 25 days of MELD, which is tomorrow. You guys have a great day.